Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I have had a good day. I've had movement for most of the day, and the parts that I didn't have movement for was fine because I wasn't doing anything important today. But I want to show you a piece of my birthday cake. This cake is huge. I think it's called a fruit flan or something, but look at this. This is a piece of it. It's huge. It's got blackberries. Look. Let me show you the size of this blackberry. That is huge. Oh. Anyway, I'm not going to be eating the whole video. I just wanted to show you that. Claudine picked it up at Co-op, and it was a good purchase. And it's not sickening sweet. It's kind of light cream, and maybe Bavarian cream in it. It's really good. So I'm going to just leave this spork down here. And I'm going to talk for a little bit. As you know, I had a very good birthday. I told everybody I had a very good birthday. And I thought, well, I had a couple things on it that... it was the first year that my friend Inga didn't wish me a happy birthday. She passed away just before that. And it felt very strange when I didn't get that phone call. She is the type of woman who, or was the type of woman who, she'd phone me up and say, Darlene, I have a joke. And she'd tell me the joke, and then she'd hang up. She was done. That's her sole purpose, was to phone me and tell me a joke. Or she'd phone me in the morning and say, get out of bed. We're going for a walk. And she'd come over and drag me out of bed if I didn't go with her. She was a good friend. And I missed her call this birthday. I really did, but I thought of her all day. And then I got another phone call from Tawny, my friend in Nova Scotia. And she was telling me how well they're doing. And Randy, her husband, is well into his 90s, and she says he's getting younger every day. So I like to hear that. He's doing very well. So they're having a nice transition into the winter. They've had 2 hurricanes so far. I tell you, the flooding and everything happened. But they're on a little piece of higher ground, so they're all right. And then my brother Grant didn't phone me that day. Gary, he talked to me that day, and he left a message on my comment for my video. But Grant, he didn't call me that day. He called me tonight. And we had such a good talk. I'm not as close with Grant as I am with Gary, because Grant's always had to work, and he's much younger than I am, and he's always had to work, and so we'd see him for a short little visit when he'd pop in, and then I lived out of the country or far away for a lot of years. So it was so nice. He's trying to grasp onto some of the memories that he had when he was young. And he's talking about wanting to write a memoir. And just the things, he's telling me the first thing he remembered was a trip to Ireland. He remembered that Uncle Dan took him on the big tractor. And that Uncle Dan had lost, I think Grant said it was his wallet. He'd lost his wallet somewhere in this muck. And it was muck because they had 17,000 hens in 3 hen houses. That's a lot of hens. And they make a lot of poop. Anyway, his wallet got into there, and he had to find it with a big shovel thing. And Gary never forgot it. He never forgot that Uncle Dan's wallet went into that hen house goop. But anyway, they had quite a business going there. All the chickens are, in the cages and whatnot. But the eggs, when they lay their eggs, they run down, and every morning you go and gather them, and then they get fed, and light comes in and whatnot. But it's all scientific. How much light do they get? What temperature do they get? I mean, it's an industry, and it's not like you're having chickens for free range or something. This is their industry. And they had to do it. They couldn't take off very easily when they had all these hens. So they decided that they were going to move to Canada for a little while, and they're still here. But they came to Canada. Their youngest daughter went back to England. She got married to somebody that back there. So she's in England with her children and grandchildren. And so my Aunt Beth and Uncle Dan fly across to visit with them. And then they get to go to Ireland and see all their family from there. And but they came to Canada, and he left the farming behind, and he for the last part of his career, he worked at the Hudson Bay in a warehouse. So it shows that people can change what they're doing if their life plans are changing. They could change that. They didn't have to work near as hard as they did when they were farming. And so I'm glad they came, because I was good friends with their daughter Diane. She's only a month difference in my age. I remember when Diane went to get her driver's license, there was snow on the road, and I said, Diane, you can't take your license today, it's snowing. And her father said, she'll be driving on the snow, so she better know how. Take her test on the snow. So she took her test on the snow and she passed wonderfully. So anyway, that's, I guess, the way you learn, if you just go ahead and do it. I just today have been in a real reminiscent mood, you know. And Grant, he has a very bad memory. But anyway, he remembers different things than I do. So he said to me, he's really glad that I'm doing this channel, because I'm telling stories that he's remembering. And one of the things that we were remembering, oh, I know another one too that I should have told him and I didn't. I'll tell him here. But anyway, one of the things that we were remembering is Gary was sleepwalking one night. Gary will kill me for telling you this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Anyway, Gary was sleepwalking. He was just a young tyke, and I guess he had to go to the bathroom. So he walked into the bathroom, and my father was sitting on the toilet. So Gary just ever so slowly opened up the cupboard doors and brought out Mom's box of curlers for her hair, and he peed in her curlers. Oh, I tell you, he had to wash them all after that. I laughed when we did that, and Grant says, I remember that. I remember that he peed in her curlers. So those are funny things that we remember. And then this other one I had just in my mind a minute ago, and I said, oh dear, I just had it in my mind. This is how my mind goes, you know. I just had it in my mind. It's something to do with, no, I don't remember. Anyway, it'll come back to me some point in time. So I think that my birthday was a wonderful success. This cake will really fortify me up for the next few days. And I don't know what we're doing. This is the weekend, so we're not doing too much on the weekend. Maybe Cal and Esther might come over if they don't go to the cabin. That'd be nice. I don't know what we're cooking for dinner or anything. So I better get my button gear and figure out what I'm going to do. I got a few things that I need to purchase from the dollar store, but not very many. And I'm itching to spend Bill's gift card that he gave me. But I don't really need too much right now. I would look for pillow slips, or I would look for maybe warm leggings. I could use a pair of warm leggings or a nightie, but other than that, I don't really need much. So I can just save it. I mean, it doesn't go bad. I had to ask Jody, could she cut my hair, because this is starting to get a little bit crazy. So I won't take it all off. I will cut up over my ears maybe, and a little bit at the back. Shorten this up a bit, but I'm liking the curls. I can't believe that my hair just went curly. I don't use a curling iron in it. I don't put a roller, and it just curls. Never did that before in my life. That's funny. Anyway, Claudine took the dog. Can't say it too loud, but she took the dog for a WALK, and they took the thing you throw in the chucker, and she sent me a little video of it. So I'm going to include that little video here on the end, and I think you'll enjoy it. And I know that I have had lots of snuggles with the dog today, and even Mary Jane is starting to come around to me, so that's good. All right, I'm going to stop here. Thank you again for getting my sub numbers up over 500. It tickles me to no end that I can make friends with people that I don't personally know, but we have so much in common, and I have made good friends in here. So share my videos around if you want to. I hope you learned something, and I hope you have a few giggles along the way with us. All right, talk to you tomorrow. Ready? Set.
Here she comes. Yeah.